guys, and in this video I'll tell you about the 10 best things about Aussiedoodles from my perspective as an owner. I have videos coming out every Sunday with my currently about 8-month-old Aussiedoodle, so you can subscribe if you don't want to miss a future video. Number 1. The colors. Aussiedoodles have a huge variety of colors that you can choose from compared to other doodles like the golden doodles or other breeds in general. In Teddy's litter, which is my Aussiedoodle, almost no two puppies looked the same, and there was a huge sense of variety to choose from. Check out this video for more info on how I decided to get the doodle I did. So the best thing about the colors is that they're not just one color, but often you'll find the so-called merle dogs, which means that the colors are speckled. These colors come from the Australian Shepherd that you can find in blue merle, which is a mixture of black, white, and gray, or the red merle, which is a mixture of brown and white. Number 2, the eyes and actions that say everything. You can communicate with your Aussiedoodle by just having eye contact with them. My Aussiedoodle Teddy will lay on the floor and sleep, and if I turn on the light, he'll look at me in a way that is telling me to turn it off. That's just an example of how he'll communicate with me, just with a way that he looks at me. It's not that easy to explain, but if you have an Aussiedoodle or are planning to get one, I'm sure that you'll know what I mean. There are also actions that your Aussiedoodle will do to communicate with you. An example of this is that I taught my Aussiedoodle Teddy a command named boop, which means that he's meant to touch something with his nose on command. But a few months after I taught him this, he started to use his nose to get my attention. For example, sometimes he'll wake me up by pressing his nose on mine while I'm sleeping, or he'll touch my leg with his nose to get my attention when I'm cooking. Number 3, intelligent and playful. The Aussiedoodle is extremely intelligent. As both the parents are very intelligent as well, it makes sense that the Aussiedoodle is too. Just yesterday, I taught Teddy a new trick. I showed him twice the command paired with the action that he's supposed to do and a hand signal. After 2 repetitions of showing, he understood, and the third time, when I just said the command, he already did it by himself. Honestly, I was just surprised myself that he managed to just understand it so quickly, but if you want to teach your dog a lot of tricks, the Aussiedoodle may be a very good fit for you, like he is for me. Number 4, they want to be in the middle of the family and the center of attention. Yes, I admit it can be a little bit annoying sometimes when your dog is laying in the middle of the kitchen and you need to walk around him the whole time, but it's also nice to have company when you're alone, and your Aussiedoodle will certainly always stick with you. It's also great when you're a more shy person in a crowd of people. Your Aussiedoodle will always stand in the center of attention, but also get you to meet new people as they ask you about your dog, and trust me, they will. Number 5, they have a lot of energy. You can bring them along to biking, running, or even shopping. They are really up for anything and everything. Take him along for hour-long walks in the forest one day, and take him along to the pet store the next. You could even take him to a restaurant while you have lunch. Number 6, size. You can get a quite large or a mini Aussiedoodle. The choice is yours, and whether you prefer a small dog or a bigger dog, you can still get an Aussiedoodle. Since my family already had a small Yorkshire Terrier, I wanted a large dog, so I decided to go for the Aussiedoodle with a standard poodle for a mom. I like the idea of having a larger dog that I could cuddle with, but he's really medium-sized if you compare him to other larger breeds like the Great Dane. Number 7, you can train them to become therapy dogs. They can be trained to become therapy dogs because they observe you very closely and can pick up on cues like when you're sad or other emotions too. Although my Aussiedoodle isn't a trained emotional support dog or therapy dog, I still treat him as one, bringing him with me into situations with a lot of people that can make me uneasy, or just petting and cuddling him when I'm sick or want someone to talk to. Number 8. They don't shed as much. They often have the beautiful colors of the Australian Shepherd, but they don't shed as much as they do. After they lose their puppy coat, they actually hardly shed any hair at all. I would say that they just shed a little bit more than we lose our hair, but it can vary between different dogs. In general, they will shed a lot less than the Australian Shepherd, for example, because the Aussiedoodle has hair and not fur, which is usually shed with the seasons. Number 9. They get very attached to their owners and want to be with them whenever possible. This again is awesome for if you're living alone or tend to get lonely, or even if you love having your dog around, which I do. I find it very cute that Teddy always wants to come along when I leave the house, or even just move rooms in the house. But Teddy is also fine staying home alone for a few hours in his crate. I'll usually give him something to occupy himself with, like a chewing treat, which can take him up to an hour. Number 10. The look. You can decide how they look by giving them a haircut. Either short and athletic, or a cute puppy cut, or even a long teddy bear style are all possible. And if you don't like the current haircut, you can try a different one in a few months when the hair has grown back to a longer length. Those are the 10 best things about Aussiedoodles from my view as an owner. You're welcome to give your opinion in the comments if I missed something. Again, subscribe if you don't want to miss next week's video about the negative side of having an Aussiedoodle. See you there!